Hi, my name is Magnar Nordahl. I'm an airline captain with interest in aviation history. A month ago, I posted a video about the air battle over Kashmir when 2 jet fighters were shot down. This happened exactly 3 years ago, on the 27th of February 2019. One of the downed aircraft was a MiG-21 from the Indian Air Force. The question in my video was this second fighter a Pakistan Air Force F-16 or was it an Indian Air Force Sukhoi Su-30? I presented claims made by both sides and added a long list of references. I also asked you to provide links to any claims you would make, and some of you did, and I'm very thankful for that. Without your feedback, I would not have been able to make this video. Many people believe what they hear on social media just because it suits their worldview, despite any lack of evidence to support it. We sort out views that match our own and ignore views that contradict them. This is called cognitive bias. Look at this paper. Which letter do you see? An M. Okay. And now it's letter E. And now it's a W. And now it's number 3. We see the same lines, but depending on our perspective, we get different answers. Many comments to the last video are colored by cognitive bias, and no critical questions are asked. But if we turn the picture around, as I showed you, we will discover more aspects of the history. In the previous video about the incident, I have been criticized for being biased and for ignoring information from the other side. I hope this video will correct that impression. Sadly, some comments to the video have been discriminating or directly insulting. I had to delete the worst of them. Shame on you. You behave like small kids fighting over a toy. There were also various claims, but without any proof, not even a link to an article or a video. A claim might be true, but you will need evidence. If not, it's like trying to convince me that the earth is flat. Good luck with that. Remember, even when many people agree about something, it doesn't have to be true. And this is important to remember when it comes to conflicts, like the one in Kashmir. Therefore, I will start this video by clarifying some myths, or should I call them beliefs. And for information, you will find links to my references in the description below. And please check them out and think before you write any comments. Remember to show respect, because what we see depends on your viewpoint, right? It is a belief among some people that the United States covered up the shoot-down of a Pakistani F-16 because it would be embarrassing for the United States and the manufacturer, Lockheed Martin. And this brings us to Master Sergeant Kyle Wilson. In September 2019, he received an International Affairs Excellence Award 2018 for excelling above and beyond his career. Therefore, some say, he must have been part of the cover-up. First of all, the award was for his service in 2018. From March 2018, he served as superintendent for the Technical Security Team, TST, at Shiraz Air Base in Pakistan. The task was to prevent Pakistan from modifying their F-16s and to prevent transfer of technology to other nations. Secondly, Master Sergeant Kyle Wilson was not the only one receiving this award. 3 other persons received the award as well. And third, this was not the first time Kyle Wilson has been awarded. In 2017, he was awarded as one of the Air Force's 12 Outstanding Airmen of the Year. At that time, he served at the Luke Air Force Base in the United States. And regarding the US counter-Pakistani F-16s, yes, the United States knows the whereabouts of every F-16 sold abroad, but they will not tell you. Therefore, Pentagon will not know about such a count. If a Pakistani F-16 has been shot down, Kyle Wilson would have known, but having knowledge is not a cover-up. Okay? Any cover-up will come from the operator of the aircraft. Besides, is it really embarrassing for the United States that an F-16 has been shot down? No, I don't think so. Do you know how many F-16s the US Air Force has lost? 5 to enemy ground fire in war, and 341 in accidents. 341. And that number is considered to be good, because F-16 has accumulated 11.6 million flight hours in US Air Force. Pakistan claims to have shot down an Indian Su-30 and that it fell down in India-controlled Kashmir. It is claimed that the pilots were reported to have died in a car crash. There's just one problem with the story. There are no records of such an accident. If you find it, please let me know with a link. The closest accident involving IAF personnel happened in April when a squadron leader and a corporal died in a road accident. A corporal is not a pilot, and furthermore, it would have been impossible for Indian Air Force to hide the whereabouts of those people for 5 weeks after air battle. After all, people have families, don't they? In an interview, a man said that he saw 3 parachutes. Some commenters explain this as following. The MiG-21 has 1 parachute for the pilot, 1 parachute for the ejection seat, and 1 brake parachute used to slow down the aircraft during landing. Yes, it's true that early MiG-21s had a parachute for the seat, but new models don't have it. The seat in the Bison has a drogue chute that stabilizes the seat and assists separation from the pilot. But this chute is very small compared to a parachute, and the seat will fall down with a very high speed. A video of the wreck of the tail shows what appears to be lines that are attached to the brake parachute, also called the drag chute. But the chute is not to be seen. It might have been ripped off from the lines, and without the lines, the chute will float down like a tablecloth. In a video showing the wreck of the MiG-21, there is a clip showing people loading aircraft parts on a truck. And it's claimed that one of the parts is because of the smooth surface from an F-16. What we see is an external fuel tank. The video also shows other parts being loaded on the truck, and those parts are less than smooth. The MiG-21 usually carry 1 external tank on the center pylon when configured for air combat. It is claimed that India used Spice 2000 bombs when they attacked the camp at Balakot. Just to clarify, Spice 2000 is not a bomb. It is a precision guidance kit attached to a 2,000 pounds bomb, like the Mk-84. The demonstrated accuracy is very good, thanks to sensors that compare the terrain with the pre-programmed images of the target area. I attach a link to the video from the manufacturer explaining how it works. However, this doesn't explain the 4 craters found 150 to 200 meters from the target area. Spice 2000 is much more accurate than that. We are talking about a couple of meters. Apparently, India used other bombs in addition to those with the Spice 2000. It is also unclear what type of bomb the Spice 2000 kit were attached to. An Mk-84 bomb would have decimated the building, for sure. It is suggested that penetration bombs were used. They have a warhead with 70 to 80 kilos of explosives, and a direct hit will result in a hole in the roof. But what happens next depends on the structure of the building. If the building is fortified, the detonation will be contained inside the building. Otherwise, the detonation will cause serious damage to the structure. It is also suggested that the bomb penetrated the building and exploded beneath it. In that case, there will be little or no external damage to the building. It is claimed that satellite photos taken a few days after the attack show 4 holes in the roof of the largest building. But why would you hit a single building with 4 bombs? Another source claims that a satellite photo taken in November 2018, or 3 months before the attack, shows similar holes or dark stains on the roof. And this satellite photo was taken a few days after the attack and shows no holes at all. There are so many unanswered questions. Anyway, the blackout strike was not the main theme of the video. Therefore, I will not focus on this subject anymore. So let's move on to the main theme, the air battle, and what we do agree about. An Indian MiG-21 Bison was shot down, and the pilot, Abhinandan, was captured by the Pakistani army, and he was released a few days later. 2. An Indian Mi-17 helicopter was shot down by friendly fire. Images of the burning wreck were used by media when they reported Pakistan's claim to have shot down 2 Indian fighters. The second fighter. Did Pakistan shoot on an Indian Su-30? Or did India shoot on a Pakistani F-16? Or was it only the MiG that was shot down? What proof do we have? In my first video, I criticized Asif Ghafoor, the Director General of the Inter-Services Public Relations in Pakistan, for changing the story several times, making his statements less credible. Shortly after the air battle, he tweeted that 1 pilot was in custody and 2 pilots were in the area. During a press conference later that day, he said that 2 pilots were in custody and that 1 of them was in hospital. It is possible that Ghafoor received information about the same pilot from 2 different sources, because Abhinandan was admitted to a hospital after being beaten up by local people. During the press conference, Ghafoor claimed that no F-16s were in the area. This is proven to be wrong. It is a well-known fact that the pilots credited for shooting down the Indian fighters were flying F-16s. In the evening, Ghafoor tweeted that they had only 1 pilot in custody, Abhinandan. In the first video, I said that after the press conference, Ghafoor informed journalists that the pilot in the military hospital had died. As rightfully commented by others, my timeline was wrong. Ghafoor gave this information in an interview published on the 6th of March, and with a twist. In the interview, Ghafoor said, "We attacked 2 airplanes, the 2 airplanes fell down, 1 pilot was killed, and we arrested the 2nd pilot." And please note, the devil is in the details. Ghafoor did not say that the pilot in the hospital was killed. I was wrong about that point. But this raises several questions. If the dead pilot was from India, why wasn't his body returned to India? And since Pakistan claimed to have shot down a Sukhoi 30, what happened to the 2nd crew member? And why didn't India report the crew and aircraft missing? Kaiser Tufal, a retired Pakistan Air Force pilot, wrote in a blog that the Pakistan Air Force only shot down 1 Indian fighter, and that was the MiG-21. I assume he is well informed about what happened during the air battle on the 27th of February, because he gives a very detailed description of what happened. Regarding the Su-30, he wrote, quote, "Meanwhile, the pair of patrolling Su-30s were completely shocked when they were targeted by an F-16 with AIM-120 missile at long range. Narrowly surviving an apparent proximity hit, both Su-30s scampered out of the area." Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, stated in an interview with Middle East Eye the following.
Pakistan also retaliated, again bombed somewhere, and then they shot down an Indian plane. So in that...
Note that they used the singular form. So, does this statement indicate that Pakistan no longer claims to have shot down a Su-30? And if so, why do we have video recordings of two different airplanes falling down from the sky? Locals in Kashmir have recorded videos of two airplanes going down. I have not been able to obtain approval from those who posted the videos, and therefore I will show stills from the videos. The following pictures are from a video showing the MiG-21 going down. The first frame of the video shows two white smoke puffs, where the missile hit the airplane. Below is a faint white object, and further down is a bright white object falling with a high rate of descent. The next picture shows the situation 5 seconds later. The bright white object has separated into two parts falling with different speed. At the 10-second mark, the camera has been zoomed into the two objects. We can see smoke and a third smaller object trailing smoke. The next picture was taken after 14 seconds. After 24 seconds, the camera is zoomed out again. At 35 seconds, we see the main object is burning before it disappears behind the trees. And just for information, this video was filmed from a moving car. Video number 2 is very shaky. It shows two main objects falling down. Video number 3 is filmed from a position close to where the MiG-21 fell down. It shows the main body of the aircraft falling down, burning and trailing smoke. The airplane hits the ground with a cloud of smoke and dust. Then the camera is pointed up again and captures the falling tail section, which landed some distance away. All of those videos are from Pakistan-controlled Kashmir. The second aircraft is filmed from two different locations. The first video is reportedly filmed from Tanamandi in India-controlled Kashmir. The first part shows a pattern of fire, smoke and vapor that resembles a tadpole. As you can see, it's very different from the video showing the MiG-21. The second part of the video shows a contrail. The second video is reportedly filmed from Shahroi in Pakistan-controlled Kashmir. The video is published by Earth News and consists of several recordings. The first part shows the same contrail as seen in the first video, plus a puff cloud. The second part shows the tadpole. This recording is against the sun. The third scene shows a radio mast. And the last scene shows a helicopter passing left to right and then turning left. Again, this scene is against the sun. Based on this, we can conclude that two different airplanes were shot down. In a video recorded shortly after the capture of Abhinandan, people are boarding a pickup truck and shouting, "Catch the other." 92 News, a Pakistani TV channel, interviewed some of the eyewitnesses, and they told the reporter that they saw two pilots in parachutes. The first pilot was Abhinandan. He was beaten up before he was handed over to the Pakistani army. The people informed the army that there was a second pilot hiding in the area. He was found and handed over to the army. The people the reporter spoke to believe that both pilots are Indian. There is also an interview with a man who claims to have seen 3 parachutes, but to my knowledge, this has not been confirmed by others. This document is from Peshawar Electric Supply Company and is an order to follow the instruction of the Pakistan Army regarding blackout or shutdown of the electrical grid in parts of Pakistan-controlled Kashmir. The letter says this is done in the interest of the country. And you may ask why? Did the Pakistan Army want to prevent information to be distributed from the area? After all, no electric power means no internet. If so, what did they want to hide? Or is this document a falsification? I find it strange that the word company is written with 2 capital letters. Is that a coincidence? Do you remember what I said about the article by Samir Yoshi in the print? A group from India has analyzed some of the videos and been able to identify the location they have been recorded from and the direction they were filming in. They show clearly how they have done the calculations, leaving it to everyone to challenge their findings. Apparently, none of you took the challenge, so I decided to have a closer look, and I wish I had done it earlier. Samir Yoshi claims that the first video is from Tanamandi and that it was filmed from this house. In Google Earth, I used the coordinates given by Yoshi and found the house. I rotated the view towards the direction given in this picture, and what did I see? The terrain doesn't match. I'm not even sure that the house is a match. On the video, we see red color on the sides of the roof, but we cannot determine whether the house on the video has a red roof because it's not visible. The second video of the tadpole is reportedly from Shahroi. Yoshi claims that it was filmed in a direction of 20 to 30 degrees, or north-northeast. The problem is that the tadpole is slightly to the left of the sun, and that is towards the southeast. Furthermore, the scene showing the helicopter doesn't match the terrain at all. The mast showing in the video is located on a hilltop with a free view in all directions. But the videos of the tadpole and the helicopter must have been filmed from another location. Based on the videos of the tadpole, we can only conclude that the second fighter jet went down, but we don't know where. Some people have claimed that the aircraft in the tadpole is an F-16. Digital images are made of pixels, and they cannot be multiplied. That's a myth made popular by CSI and Hollywood. I have enlarged the image. I have made it sharper. I have increased the contrast. I have changed the colors. Can you see what type of aircraft it is? I cannot. The problem with the image is that the aircraft is hidden behind fuel vapor and a fire producing smoke. You can see a few dark areas, but this is not sufficient to identify the aircraft. India claims that Abhinandan shot on a Pakistani F-16 with an R-73 heat-seeking missile before he was shot down. On the 5th of April, that's 5 weeks after the air battle, Ghafoor tweeted a picture of the remains of 4 missiles, claiming they are from the wreck of the MiG-21. The standard armament of the MiG-21 Bison is 2 R-73 heat-seeking missiles and 2 R-77 radar-guided missiles as shown. This should prove that Abhinandan did not fire any missiles before he was shot down. I have 2 questions. Why did it take so long time before the picture was released? And why do the missiles to the left look almost intact? The following pictures are from a video posted by Media Talk. The video shows the main part of the wreck, which means the nose, fuselage, engine and wings. As I mentioned earlier, the tail fell down some distance away. This is the nose section. It has impacted the ground with a flat attitude and with a bank to the left. Here is a seeker head from an R-73 missile. This is the left side of the nose. The cockpit is here. This is a part of the missile, probably an R-77. And looking further aft, we see the central part of the aircraft, which is burned out. This is the inner wing spar of the left-hand wing with the landing gear attached. This is the aft wing spar. This is the fairing for the flap actuator. And this is the wreck scene from the aft left quarter. Here is the inner wing spar, the aft wing spar, and the fairing for the flap actuator. This is the aileron. It might be confusing that the aileron is closer to the fuselage than the flap, but the wing is lying upside down with the wing root to the left. On the top is the burn-out rocket engine of an R-73 missile. It is still attached to the launch rail. And here is the turbine of the engine. This is the view from the opposite side. This is the leading edge of the right-hand wing. This is the wing root fairing, which is very distinct of the Bison. We recognize the landing gear leg on the left-hand wing and the rocket engine of the missile. When we get closer, we can see the engine compressor. And this is the upper surface of the wing, and here is the wingtip. The video shows a third part of a missile. Apart from that, I could not identify any other missile parts. Some missiles might have been hidden under the wreck, or they might have detached from the wing when the aircraft hit the ground. If you find more missile parts in the video or other pictures, please let me know. India claims that the missile on the left-hand side might have been collected from other places, because it shouldn't take 5 weeks to collect the parts. So I consider both claims from Pakistan and India as plausible. Therefore, I cannot conclude anything. But at least I have demonstrated my skill in examining the wreck of a MiG-21. Okay, it's time to sum it up. 1. In an interview, Ghafoor stated that 2 Indian aircraft were shot down, 1 pilot died and the other was captured. 2. Eyewitnesses saw 2 pilots in parachutes, and both were captured by the Pakistani army. 3. Videos show 2 different airplanes falling down from the sky. 4. The first fighter was a MiG-21 and the pilot was Abhinandan. 5. There is no proof of the identity of the second aircraft and its crew. 6. Pakistan claims the second aircraft was an Su-30, which is denied by India. 7. India claims the second aircraft was an F-16 shot down by Abhinandan, which is denied by Pakistan. 8. The Pakistani army ordered an electrical blackout of the area where the air battle took place. 9. In an interview, Imran Khan stated that they had shot down 1 aircraft. A former Pakistan Air Force pilot gave the same statement. And 10. I have a headache. We have to agree that 2 aircraft were shot down. The evidence is conclusive. But the second aircraft is a mystery. If it fell down in enemy territory, it would have been showcased to the world, like what Pakistan did with the MiG-21. And if it fell down in friendly territory, it means that it has been covered up by the authorities of that country. So, what's the conclusion here? It's a close call. But 2 facts are pointing towards the shoot-down of an F-16. The electrical blackout and the fact that the second pilot was not returned to India. Therefore, I find the odds to be 60-40 in favor of a shoot-down of an F-16. But in order to come to a definite conclusion, we need more evidence. I have a challenge for you. If you can locate the places the videos of the tadpole are filmed from, it will be possible to determine where the second aircraft fell down. Are you ready for that challenge? It will not be easy, but I'm sure there is someone out there who has the skill and knowledge to find the answer. It might be you. The reward is a book written by aviator for aviators. The author is Nicholas Dufton, and the title of the book is Flying Patterns. It describes how our brain and human nature can play tricks with us. More important, the book gives advices how to avoid those pitfalls and make us better aviators. So, do you accept the challenge? And that's all for this time. Please support my channel by sharing with your friends and all that. And please remember, show respect to others when you write your comments. Thank you for watching, have a wonderful day, and happy landing!